Hey, Mike Durr here, and listen, I wanted to go over this article. It's one of my favorite articles, actually, and it's about buying your house with resale in mind. And let me tell you, there are very few certainties when you're buying a house. The only ones you can really count on are taxes and homeowners insurance, that's for sure. But when you're thinking about buying a house, you have to consider what the house is going to sell for, because one way or the other, at some point in time, that house is going to be back on the market again. So what you have to think about is, when you're buying a house, how long do you actually plan on living there? If it's going to be a short period of time, you really need to pay attention to how desirable that house will be in the short run, because the cost of getting into a house, it's hard to recoup it if you don't give enough time for the market to build equity there. Now, if you're planning on being in the house for a long time, then the market and just the natural acceleration of appreciation will work in your favor, and it's not such a big deal. But it's a real big thing that you know how long you plan to be, or at least estimate how long you're going to be in the house. Now, some markets are hot, and then some markets aren't so hot. And one of the things that we've seen in just the last couple years are markets that are pretty cool by most standards. And so when you're planning to sell your house, it really has to stick out as a particularly good deal, or it has to have amazing amenities that are appealing to most people. Now, here are a list of some of the positive home selling traits that I think that if you put your focus on these will not only be good ones to sell, but they're also good houses to buy. Now, the first thing is location. Obviously, in real estate, the classic example is location, 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 and it's true, true, true. But I'm not going to bore you with that. It could be location near to a city, or near to a workplace, or near to a great school district. All those are good things. Near to your church, which could be important to you. Also, you want to have a neighborhood that's stable. Now, what I mean by stable is a neighborhood that doesn't have the wild gyrations of appreciation and then depreciation. You want a market that's well kept, that young families are going into, that people are continually upgrading the houses, and this is what I call a stable neighborhood. Also, it's helpful if the pricing of the house that you're buying is one that a lot of people in your immediate area can afford. Now, that doesn't mean it has to be too low or too high. It just means that it has to be kind of in the middle, because the most houses are bought by the masses, and that means that a medium income should be able to purchase that house. Also, if your house has a good adaptability, now what that means is that you can change some rooms around. You can use, it could be used as an office, it could be used as a den, it could be used as an extra bedroom. So you've got some adaptability. Those are positive things that make a house sellable. And then finally, I always want to tell you the school districts. People move into neighborhoods where they think that their children are going to get a great education. So always try to focus, particularly if you have kids, in a neighborhood that has a good school district, so that a lot of people want to live in that neighborhood. All right, let's talk about some negative features. The first thing you can do to mess up the sale of a house is try to over-personalize it and make it specifically to you. And this could mean that you're a Blue Oyster Cult fan and you paint some of the rooms purple, or you have black carpet, or you do some crazy things like that. Well, it's going to affect the way that that house sells. So just no offense to Blue Oyster Cult fans. So also, you want it to have amenities, but you don't want it to have exotic amenities, because if you paid for those exotic amenities, then it's hard to get your money back on those amenities. So you want it to have nice features, but you don't want it to have just crazy ones that are more than what's in the neighborhood. Another one is you don't want to be isolated. Okay, you want to be within an area that's close to shopping, that's close to churches, close to schools, close to work. So if you, it may be good for you to live out in the country, but most people like to live near a community where they don't have a big commute. And then finally, you also want to think about the care of the property. You have to take pretty good care of it, and you want, if you're not a great handyman, or if you're not a lawn guy, then you either have to have that done, or you have to live in a particular type of neighborhood, a townhome community, or maybe where there's half lots where there's not as much to do. So let me sum up real quick. And first, timing is a big deal, because the hot markets and the cool markets. Location is a huge deal that you have to think about when you're buying a house. suitability for the masses. You want a house that is going to appeal to a lot of people. And then finally, affordability. It has to be priced in a range where the medium group of people, in most cases, can buy it. That helps you sell the house fast. And again, obviously, you have to keep it up. Now, this is Mike Durr. Hope you enjoyed this article. Talk to you next time, and we'll see you soon.